Hey everybody, my name is John and welcome to my channel. Today I just want to do a short video on the sleep system that I use when camping. Stay with me and we'll get started. As you can see behind me, I sleep in a hammock. I chose this system because I get a real good night's sleep. For years I slept in a tent on an air mattress and I'd wake up with a sore back, sore hips. And once I selected a hammock and chose the one that I wanted, it's been working ever since, and I'll never go back to a tent again, ground camping. But if you like your tent, you like sleeping on the ground, I'm not trying to push this hammock over on you. I'm just trying to reach out to some of you out there that may be like me, who's sore and just can't get a good night's sleep with a tent, sleeping on the ground. This might work for you. And that's what this video is about. I'm not trying to do a product review. This particular hammock is a War Bonnet. You can go to warbonnetoutdoors.com and get all the information about this hammock, the products that they sell. Hennessy and Eno are also good hammock systems. But this video is more about for new hammock campers who are thinking about getting a hammock. And I'm just going to try to show you some of the things to look out for so you won't make the same mistakes I did. Make sure you get a bug net with your hammock, and make sure that you have tie-outs so the bug net doesn't fall down in your face when you get inside. I made that mistake when I bought my first hammock. I went in the backyard and set it up, and I knew right off it wasn't going to be the system for me. That bug net came right down in my face, and those mosquitoes would just bite right through it if it's touching your skin. But this particular system has a shock cord, and you can stretch it out to keep the bug net off your face, and you can do it on both sides. It's got the shock cord system, and I'll just kind of show it to you. I'll get inside and let you see it. Just sit down into it, put your feet over here in the foot box, and kind of lie diagonal, and you can see I'm kind of lying flat, and the bug net is nowhere on my face, and you won't have any problems with mosquitoes biting you as long as you keep the netting off your face. Another thing you might want to look for, and I like this, is mine has a ridge line, and you can hook I hook a carabiner onto this, and I just put little items in there that I might want to read at night. You might put a book in there, you might put a map, or put your headlamp, some of your gear that you can put in here, and I just hang it up here on a carabiner, and you can slide it back and forth, and it's easy to get to. Another feature of this particular hammock is it's double layered, and it helps with the mosquitoes. I heard on the single layer hammocks that a mosquito can bite through it. Now, I've never used a single layer hammock, so I wouldn't know that as a fact, but I've never had any problems with this one. This one has 2 layers, and I've never had any problems with a mosquito biting through it. And you can also, in the winter time, put you a pad in between here, and it keeps it in place for you so it doesn't slide around. And that's another good feature about having the 2 layers. Of course, it's also stronger. If you're a heavier person, you'll probably want the 2 layers. That's a bonus for me. As you can see, I've installed my underquilt. That's it right here. It's a down underquilt, and it's a little bit more expensive to go with the underquilt. You can get by with a pad. I used to use a Thermarest pad. It is one of those roll-up types. Those accordion types work. If you have just one of those regular Thermarest air mattresses, they would work. As long as you stay on that pad, you won't get cold. When it gets down to like 65, you're going to need something. Now, in the summertime, I don't need an underquilt. I don't need a pad, and I don't put anything underneath. I get by just fine. I don't get cold. But when it hits around 65, you're going to start getting cold under the backside, and you're going to need something, or you won't be able to sleep. And this underquilt's an option, the pad's an option. It's up to you on what you want to do. I just selected this underquilt last year. I've been using a pad the whole time, so you can get by with it. It's cheaper. But I just went with the underquilt. It helps my feet. I'm tall, and it's hard for me to stay on the pad. and my feet get cold. That's one of my problems. And this is a full-length underquilt. It's one of the War Bonnet products. You can go to their website. I'll leave the link down below so you can get to it, and you can see all of their products. They got a couple of different types of underquilts, and they got top quilts and different types of hammocks. This is an XLC Blackbird. It's a gathered-in hammock, and you can get all that information on their site. But I just selected this last year, and I really do like it. My feet stay warm. It covers the foot box. And I also got one of their torso type underquilts. Now, I just bought it recently, and I haven't used it yet, so I can't give you all that much information, but it'll come in handy when it gets a little bit warmer. Say I'll be using it when it gets down into the 50s and the upper 40s. When it gets down into the 30s and the lower 40s, I want this full-length quilt so my feet don't get cold. But that's just an option for you, and that's what I've been using, and I wanted to just kind of show that to you to give you some information if you didn't know about it. But a pad will work just fine. It's cheaper, and if you're just getting started out, you may want to go with a pad first before you invest a lot of money into the underquilt. But I suggest you go with a pad at first. It'll work, and that might be your best bet. Okay, this is it with the tarp all set up in porch mode. This is the final configuration. This is my sleep system. I like porch mode the best when it's pretty at night. I usually set it up in this configuration. If it's going to be windy or cold or rainy, I'd pitch it a little bit lower. This is the War Bonnet Superfly tarp. It's got doors on the end. It's a seal nylon tarp, and I really do like it. There's several different types of tarps out there. You can select the one that works for you. This is my personal preference. I'll go ahead and mount up and let you see it. Alright folks, that's it. I'm going to go ahead and give you a 360 view to let you see the tarp, how it's pitched lower in the back, and you can see more about the doors. And I'll go ahead and do that now. I use my Trek poles to tie up for porch mode. You could use a stick or anything like that. You're looking at the head end right here. And here in the back, I pitch it lower to the ground. Here's the foot end. Here's what it looks like out of the pack. I have my hammock, the Superfly tarp, my underquilt, and the top quilt. And I keep my stakes and some extra cordage in this bag. All this weighs in about 8 pounds, just a tad over. Well, that just about wraps it up. I really appreciate you watching my video. I hope this was helpful for someone. Leave your comments and questions below, and I'll try to answer them as soon as I can. Thank you.